What does Bitcoin custody mean, and how does self-custody work? You may have come across phrases like, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. But what do they actually mean? Let's explore the fundamentals of Bitcoin custody. Bitcoin can be custodied either by an institution, like an exchange or an ETF, or by the individual themselves through self-custody. Each option has its own advantages and drawbacks. When you keep your Bitcoin on an exchange, you don't actually control your own keys. Instead, you have a username and password to access your account. The exchange holds your Bitcoin, maintaining an accounting entry that tracks how much Bitcoin each user owns. Keeping Bitcoin on an exchange comes with certain risks. There's the risk of hacks. There's also the risk of insolvency, as we saw with FTX, where an exchange collapses, leaving users unable to withdraw their Bitcoin. Additionally, there's the risk of monitoring, control, and even confiscation by institutions or governments. However, using exchanges also has its advantages. You don't need to learn about self-custody, and it's the simplest and most convenient option for most people. If you choose to learn about self-custody instead, it's important to understand that it has its own advantages and challenges. A Bitcoin wallet is nothing more than a randomly generated 256-bit number, a simple string of ones and zeros. To make this number easier to handle, the ones and zeros are divided into groups of 11 bits, with each group corresponding to a word from a predefined list. This set of words is called seed phrase. When generating a seed phrase, it's crucial to ensure it has enough entropy. Sometimes, we might be tempted to create an easy-to-remember phrase like bacon, 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 but these phrases have very low entropy, are not truly random, and are often monitored by bots waiting to drain them. However, self-custody has its advantages. There are no fees, no maintenance costs, and it doesn't depend on how much Bitcoin you hold. Additionally, it cannot be censored by governments or institutions. You can send value anywhere in the world and no one can stop it. If you choose self-custody, it's important to consider both the advantages and the risks. You gain full sovereignty over your Bitcoin, but it also comes with the responsibility of managing it securely and without errors. On the other hand, if you use an exchange, you must weigh the convenience of not having to manage your own keys against the risks of hacks, confiscation, or insolvency. If you ultimately decide to become a sovereign individual and take full control of your Bitcoin, your wealth, and the effort you've put into acquiring it, the first critical step is to create a wallet. This begins by generating a random 256-bit number, which serves as the foundation for your wallet. It is typically represented as a seed phrase consisting of 12, 20, or 24 words. It's important that the wallet has adequate entropy, as we explained earlier. Some people prefer to generate wallets using random elements, such as dice or coin flips. This number is essentially the key to your Bitcoin, ensuring that only you and those you trust have access to your funds. The easiest way to generate a seed phrase is by using a hardware wallet. Many models include built-in entropy generators, which automatically create a secure and random seed phrase, ensuring high-level security for your Bitcoin. Once you have your seed phrase, it's crucial to store it offline in a secure physical location to prevent it from being exposed to online threats like hacking or malware. The most common approach initially is to write it down on paper, but paper can degrade over time or be damaged in disasters like fire or water damage. To increase security and durability, it's highly recommended to transfer the seed phrase to metal. The most cost-effective and simple method is engraving it onto metal washers, although there are many other solutions and formats available. If someone finds your seed phrase, they would have direct access to your Bitcoin. To enhance security, the next step is to use a passphrase. A passphrase is an additional word added to the end of your seed phrase, creating a completely different wallet. You can have unlimited passphrases in wallets. Each passphrase generates a completely different wallet, and it's recommended to store them separately from your seed phrase for added security. This is especially useful in situations like a wrench attack, where you're physically threatened and forced to give up your Bitcoin. You can provide a small amount from a wallet with one passphrase, while the majority of your funds remain safe in a different wallet with another passphrase. The next security upgrade is a multi-sig configuration, where you create a wallet that requires multiple keys to sign a transaction, such as 2 of 3 or 3 of 5. This greatly enhances security as it requires multiple points of failure to access your Bitcoin. It's always recommended to store your keys in different geographical locations for added security, whether you're using a passphrase configuration, multi-sig, or both. Remember, there are only 21 million Bitcoins for 8 billion people. It won't always be possible to store Bitcoin in self-custody, so if you want to become a sovereign individual and have control over your Bitcoin, you must start learning now. True financial freedom isn't given, it's taken. With Bitcoin self-custody, you hold the keys to your own wealth. No middlemen, no permission, just you and your money.